Okay, that's a female voice. Usually it's a guy's voice. uh, so I am so glad that you guys are on tonight, as I think this is a great product. Let me tell you my story first. I wrote a little bit down because it's hard for me to talk in front of a lot of people, but so forgive me if I'm reading my notes. But I am a personal trainer, and I have three kids. I have two 19-year-olds and a 16-year-old, and I recently got divorced in 2022. So I'm my daughter's guardian, and I didn't realize you could see her, but Liz said you could see her. She's in the back. She's 19, but she's about 9 months old developmentally. She has a G tube. She wears diapers. So she's like a 9 month old infant, just in a 19-year-old body. So um, when I went out on my own for honestly the first time in 20 years, and certainly with a disabled adult, I was stressed. I was getting less than 3 hours of sleep. I was losing my hair. I was getting bowel problem, which I learned through Liz is a gut issue, stress and gut and all that stuff. And I met her on an online networking thing right in the middle of this transition period. And I was afraid I would care for my daughter, but I decided, after talking, I decided to try Protandem, NRF2, NRF1, and the NAD, and the ProBio to get my stress under control. And what sold me on it is it works with your DNA to help your body take care of you, your own body. So I'll let her decide. I'll let her describe the science on that, but it definitely helped. My hair stopped falling out. That was a good sign. The next thing I noticed was my stamina, and I know Sarah, this will resonate with you. My muscles, like I would do a row, a 2,000 meter row that would usually take me 9.5 minutes. It took a minute off my time, and I felt the exact same. And I was not doing cardio training. I was like, huh, it just was so much more efficient. That was great. And I noticed my muscle recovery was and is a lot faster for the same intensity weightlifting session. I work out hard with weights, and I would get really sore, but I get sore, but not as much, and it's so much faster. And so that was amazing. And then as these were stacking up, these results, I decided to try the collagen. I kept talking with Liz because I have a labral tear. It's diagnosed labral tear, which is incredibly debilitating. Over the years, I was limping all the time. I hadn't been able to jog for 10 years. It was so bad that I actually kept a spare pair of crutches in the kitchen because by the evening I would need to lean on them to get dinner done. And I had tried, and I wrote a list here, all the stuff I tried to get, because I can't do surgery because I have to take care of my daughter. Steroid and pain injections. I did physical therapy. I did a hip physio out of pocket. I did chiropractic and special sound wave technique that was supposed to help. PRP injections, which is plasma rich protein rich plasma. It's state of the art. 9 out of 10 chance of success. That didn't work. And I tried an osteopath, and I might be leaving some more, but that was the list I can remember. So it took 5 months. It 5 months, and Liz told me it takes about a month for every decade of life, and I'm 52. It literally was 4.5 to 5 months, and I started noticing that I wasn't limping all the time, and people were asking, what happened to your limp? And the pain had slowly slipped away. So I just noticed one day I was working out longer and harder and not having to lay up on a couch for an hour afterwards. And I'm actually jogging again so much that I'm beginning to dislike jogging again. Where I used to be like, oh, I wish I could jog. And now I'm jogging enough to where I'm starting to dislike it. And I really love the fact that I have the opportunity to dislike jogging again. So I that was my story. I wanted to share that with you guys. And Liz is really up on this. I'll let her tell her story because you tell it a lot better than I do. So off to Liz. Thank you.
Yes, Wendy, I appreciate you sharing. And I mean, I'm just grateful that our paths crossed, gosh, about a year and a half ago now. But I'm going to pull up my screen because I can introduce a little bit about who I am and this whole thing about activation. And you're on here tonight because someone cared about you enough to invite you, or we met you in person at a health expo. So we just are, thrilled that you took the time out of your night to learn about this because it is so important. And we are LifeVantage, the activation company. And tonight we're going to dive into a little bit more about what that means. Um, I guess I can start here. We take it to make it. That's pretty much our hashtag per se. So we are empowering our bodies to make antioxidants, proteins, and enzymes you need for better health. So it's far more powerful than trying to supplement a deficiency, and you can stop looking for the source outside your body. So that's the premises behind our products. You're either on here tonight to learn about this breakthrough in health technology and how it can impact your health. Sorry, I got to move you guys over here a little bit. Or you might be wanting to learn more about the business opportunity. We are going to talk about both tonight, but really just how impactful this has been for our lives and for the lives of so many people that we know. So a little bit about myself. This is my family. This is why I'm on here tonight sharing with you. About 9 years ago, I was finally diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease after going 18 years undiagnosed. So I am a completely different human than I was 9 years ago. I'm really grateful for doctors and practitioners and people who have helped me from that 9 year span. And I was introduced to this whole premises behind cellular activation about 6.5 years ago. And I had gone through a huge protocol. When I tell you I was a completely different person, I mean, I was bedridden. I really truly feel like this probably would have killed me. I get emotional every time I talk about it because it was such a huge chunk of my life. But long story short, I actually went backpacking out in Creede, Colorado when I was 17. A beautiful, amazing trip through the mountains. Got home to Michigan. I'm here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I got really sick. I got Bell's palsy, which at the time, it is a huge indicator of Lyme disease, but at the time they had no idea. As a healthy athlete, the paralysis came back in my face, and then immune dysfunction started from there on out. I struggled at 18 with shingles. Going into college, I got mono, dealt with the whole Epstein-Barr for a long time, started having a lot of neurological issues in college, in and out of specialists all this time. Blood work after blood work, nothing's wrong with you, nothing's wrong with you. They put me on this, that, you name it. I had the crippling anxiety, insomnia, and then after college, um, and I should say my husband there is Carl. I met him in college, so he saw everything start to kind of go downward spiral. I started having a lot of migratory pain. They checked me for MS. I mean, they thought I had lupus. They had, I mean, every autoimmune disease, you name it. So I lived in a really, really not great state of health for a very long time. Fast forward to the birth of my oldest daughter, Emma. Uh, from birth, she was having some health issues. Ended up in and out of specialists with her. Same with my next two kids. I had problems getting pregnant, a lot of hormonal imbalances, very common with Lyme, chronic disease, that kind of thing. Since the birth of Allie, my second, and my third, Kate, who was my miracle baby, in and out of specialists with them. So I actually ended up transmitting Lyme disease to all three of my kids in utero. So when I say we've had this crazy journey and it's really led me to where I am today, there's no joke about that. I'm a teacher by trade, taught first and second grade for years. Got my master's in literacy, so as a literacy specialist. And then I had to stay home. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't process. I had to write down um, my whole day because my brain fog was so thick. So for a big chunk of time, I was home with my kids when they were really little, just trying to function. Um, and and that's just a snippet. I tried to give you the Reader's Digest version just to paint a picture of how bad it really was. But when I was finally diagnosed, it was a blessing because we had healing to go forward on, and that's my whole thing in life. I even became a trainer to figure out my body because I couldn't figure out why I was in chronic pain. So that kind of started actually my own love for learning and advocating for myself and just really understanding how our body works. So once I got my Lyme diagnosis, had kind of a 2 year plan with different treatments that we went on, I was introduced to cellular activation. And it has been a huge tool and a huge blessing for myself and my family and our healing. So that is why I'm here. That is what I share, and I'm really passionate about sharing this with everyone. So you can see here, there's Wendy. We know she is a trainer and she's a hardworking mom, and I really inspired. I was out there a few weeks ago, and just, she needs to be strong for her family, for her daughter, and she saw the science behind these activators, and I'm so grateful she's partnered with us and our company, and it's been so fun getting to know her and helping her not only get healthy and stay healthy, but also create another income stream. So that's been really powerful too. So activation brings leading edge patented nutrigenomic products to athletes, biohackers, and those looking to optimize your health. We have Olympians taking these, professional athletes. We have so many medical partners in our company, everywhere from biochemists, medical researchers, chiropractors, nutritionists, clinicians, trainers like us. I'm also a certified health coach and Lyme specialist now, and lots of visionaries around the world. So it's been an amazing community to become a part of. So let's talk a little bit about why are so many people feeling bad. So I'm sure I can't see everyone right now because I got the screen pulled up, but um, who do you know that is not feeling their best? I'm sure all of us have maybe someone. Yes, lack of sleep, allergies, digestive issues, migraines, anxiety, depression, thyroid, or even diagnoses like cancer, heart disease, MS, diabetes, Parkinson's, you name it. So why are we seeing this more and more and more than any other time in history? And why do we continue to put Band-Aids on symptoms and not address the root cause? We're going to kind of dive into why this is happening. So you are actually being hijacked daily by more than 80,000 toxins. This is something that is part of our environment. You can see that we are getting heavy metals, pesticides, pollution, poor nutrition, stress, poor sleep, sun damage, beauty products, mold, household cleaners, EMF radiation, smoking, alcohol. All these things are creating something in our body called oxidative stress. And I had no clue. When I first got my Lyme diagnosis, the first thing the doctor said was, you need to reduce your toxic load. And I just had no idea the things that we hear in our foods and our beauty care and skincare and personal care products. It's like we are constantly being bombarded by these toxins, which are creating a lot of this excess inflammation in our bodies. So I have a really short video that does a really good job of explaining it a lot better than I can, that I just want to have you guys view.
Free radicals are naturally occurring molecules that can cause serious damage in your body. If free radicals are allowed to overwhelm your body's ability to fight them, they can adversely alter lipids, proteins, and DNA, triggering a number of health concerns. Fortunately, scientists have made a remarkable breakthrough that promises to give your body a natural aid in the fight against free radicals. It's called NRF2 activation. And according to researchers, it's a powerful process that stimulates antioxidant production and can wake up your body's ability to stay healthy. Understanding NRF2 activation begins with understanding how oxidative stress caused by free radicals affects your body. Free radicals are a natural result of your body's metabolic processes. Under normal circumstances, your body also produces antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and limit the damage they can do to your cells. It's a bit like having a factory in your cells that produces enough antioxidants to keep the free radicals under control. But exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarette smoke, inflammation, air pollution, industrial chemicals, and even exercise can overwhelm the body's natural responses to free radicals, allowing them to wreak havoc on your cells and your health. Over time, the damage to your cells and DNA turns off the power in the cell's factory, reducing our ability to create antioxidants and leaving us vulnerable to premature aging and health concerns. Fortunately, science has given us the ability to turn the power back on. NRF2 activation. NRF2 is a protein messenger that binds itself to DNA and is a master regulator of the body's aging process. Through the study of nutrigenomics, scientists have discovered that certain phytochemicals found naturally in foods turn on our ability to create antioxidants to combat aging and preserve health. Protandem is specially formulated with an optimal blend of these phytochemicals found in foods like turmeric and green tea. This patented blend is formulated to turn on the NRF2 biochemical switch that creates and releases the antioxidants your body needs to fight free radicals. And what do scientists say about NRF2 activation? In just the last 10 years, researchers have published more than 500 studies about the power of NRF2 to activate your body's natural response to free radicals. One recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University calls NRF2 activation one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine. For more than a decade, LifeVantage has been the leader in developing effective natural NRF2 activation supplements like Protandem. We're excited to share the power of this breakthrough to create a healthier life for you and your loved ones for years to come.
All right, I hope that was helpful. I know it kind of just paints a little bit of a better picture of exactly what oxidative stress is and what free radical damage can do. And you can see here, so we now know obviously that oxidative stress is the root cause to hundreds of health issues. It affects every system in the body, leading to issues that you can see here on this chart. If we don't keep our oxidative stress levels at check, we are at the expense of these consequences. So who has oxidative stress? Every living being on this planet, including your pets. I mean, this means you and your loved ones. And pets actually do have a higher oxidative stress level because they age 7 times faster than we do. So what can we do about this? Well, as you learned in the video, the NRF2 activator, you can take it to make it. And this NRF2, they have all these different names because it actually activates the NRF2 pathway in your body to make antioxidants. So oxidative stress, we know is the basically inflammation. It leads to aging. And this antioxidants fight the oxidative stress. So this product is so extraordinary that, Big Pharma has been spending trillions of dollars to trying to get the same results with zero success. And you take our activator, which is 5 herbs, and synergistically can reduce oxidative stress in the body by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in 3 months, which is pretty incredible. So it's your own antioxidants are more than 1 million times more powerful than any supplement you can take, which is pretty amazing if you can activate your own God-given pathways again. So kind of to put in perspective, let's take a look a little bit closer about what this looks like. We know that we can eat our antioxidants, which are really good. And we obviously encourage you to keep doing those things. But this is just the difference between the dietary antioxidants versus your body's own, making your body's own antioxidants. So if you can see here that you'd have to consume 400 oranges, 500 cups of broccoli, 110 cups of blueberries, or 120 vitamin C tablets just to do what the effects of this NRF2 activator can do. So remember your antioxidants, when you eat like one blueberry, it's going to neutralize one free radical, where you can, your body can make its own antioxidants so that it can neutralize 1 million free radicals every second for the life of the whole of the enzyme, which is pretty incredible. So I know that I don't know about you, but I think that it makes sense to be taking one supplement versus trying to get all these dietary antioxidants in your body, which is pretty virtually impossible. So let's take a look at the science. This is what really sold me. Being someone that has been through the gamut and back with their health and into all specialists and different things, like the science was really important to me. It was really all these studies. None of the dozen of supplements our family was taking 6.5 years ago had published studies on them, let alone peer-reviewed studies published on PubMed, which is the National Library of Medicine. This is where doctors, scientists, and researchers go for the latest information. So Protandim NRF2 has 31 peer-reviewed studies on PubMed from places like Harvard, American Heart Association. You can see here LSU, NIA, and more. This helps explain why there's so many medical professionals who see the value in what we have our hands on here. So I know some of you on here do enjoy the science, so I pulled up a few studies that I wanted to highlight. This first study here is a study done by the NIA, which is the National Institute of Aging. And they've been studying ingredients in products for over 20 years, trying to find something proven to extend life. They couldn't find a single thing proven to do this until they brought Protandim NRF2 into their study, and look at the results here. So Protandim was significantly proven to increase lifespan of mice, and the only nutritional product tested and proven to delay the aging process, which is pretty amazing. I want to pull up another here. This is a study that was done in a multiple sclerosis journal. So a big pharma company produced a synthetic activator. So it was a drug to target the genes responsible for MS. Every drug has negative side effects. I have a doctor friend who told me to my face that, there is a side effect to every pharmaceutical. But obviously, if there's a drug that is going to help my friend with MS improve their quality of life, I'm all for it. But look what happened in this big pharma company's own study. We actually outperformed them. A drug that costs thousands and thousands of dollars a month versus a product made with 5 herbs that costs $60 a month and has 0 side effects. So in this peer-reviewed study, they admitted that Protandim was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most suited as a therapeutic strategy, which is pretty amazing. I've been a part of this company now for about 6 years, sharing this information, and I've seen some pretty amazing stories take place as far as healing and supporting the body when you reduce the oxidative stress levels. Obviously, we can't claim to prevent, cure, or mitigate any disease or illness, but supporting your own God-given natural pathways is pretty outstanding. So the last study that I'll showcase, I know it's super hard to see here on Zoom, but this is from a medical journal, and I know it's hard to see, so I apologize. But this study took a look at gene expression taking place in multiple diseases with heart disease, colon cancer, Alzheimer's. They're all shown over here on the highlighted area. And I can always get this study to you if you want to see it up close. So in the first column here, we can see that almost every arrow is pointing up, meaning that each of those genes is being expressed towards disease, which is not good. So after introduction of Protandim NRF2 in the second column, almost every arrow is now pointing down or away from the disease. So meaning that it's helping change the gene expression away from disease. So when my friend who lost her mother to colon cancer said to me, "I'm okay not knowing what I never get," this is what she was talking about. So we know now that over 90% of the genes that we are born with can be turned away from disease. And the cool thing about nutrigenomics is that it does this. It uses nutrition like the things that are in our Protandim NRF2 activator and some of the other products. And it can help tune genes away from disease through this nutrition and obviously lifestyle and cellular activation. It's amazing. So your family history doesn't have to be something that you have like this fate that you're going to get this awful disease and whatnot. You can do a lot in your hands to actually to either keep it all turned away from disease. All right, so I'm going to move on here. We didn't stop there. So since we are the activation company, whenever our company comes out with a new product, it always has a technology to activate something in the body. So there's a bigger impact here with the discovery of activation, and we're constantly continuing to work and develop more ways to activate the body beyond just antioxidant production. So I am going to just take a little bit of time to highlight some of those things. We do have a lot of different products in our catalog. You can see here, we took the activation technology and we put it into immune support. We have an activated skincare, hair care. We're going to talk a little bit more about some of our other activators here shortly, but we also have micronutrient systems. We have stuff for our eyes. We have stuff for our pets, brain health, brain and heart health. So many things now, which is so great, and I love sharing. I am going to highlight, though, the most important activators. So we talked, obviously, about the NRF2 activator, and then we came out with an NRF1 activator. And the NRF1 pathway is what affects your mitochondria health. And I don't know about you guys, but I can remember still my middle school teacher talking about the mighty mitochondria. Well, this is what this bad boy does. So he's going to activate your mitochondria production. So you're going to see increase of cellular energy, ATP. It's going to improve your cellular performance. We know that there's so many things linked to mitochondria dysfunction, and this is just a great way to help promote the increase of mitochondria in your body. Because as we age, unfortunately, it is a decline. So this has been something for cellular health for my own body that I know has made a huge difference too. So then we go into the sirtuin theory, and this is an NAD activator. I know NAD is a big buzzword in the anti-aging space, biohacking space. The sirtuin is actually the conductor of your cell. So if without sirtuins, you would be dead. And I mean, you'd be dead. So you need these sirtuins, you need these production. It increases the NAD production. It supports healthy longevity, supports autophagy, like getting rid of cellular waste, improves mental focus and motivation, and boosts mental and physical energy. The amazing thing is when you put these products together, they have a synergistic effect. So like if you put the NRF2 and NRF1, it's like a 1-2 punch. The NRF1 is even going to help upregulate the NRF2. But when you put all three of these together, they upregulate each other by 1,700%. This is called our tri-synergizer. This is actually what Wendy was talking about in the beginning that she started on. So very, very powerful. Really helps with healing and helping the whole cell. You know, and when I was introduced to this too, one thing that I still remember, because it's like, it can be overwhelming, all the science and all the words and all the things. And it was like, pretty much healthy cells, healthy body, unhealthy cells, unhealthy body. So just so you don't overcomplicate things for you guys. This is another activator. It's activated liquid collagen. And I know collagen, you see it at Costco, you see it wherever you go. There's powdered forms. How do you know what's what and what's doing what, and if it's actually a legit source? Well, I can tell you this. We source, our source is like triple batch tested as far as quality and control goes. And our liquid collagen actually activates your own collagen production. So it activates the genes responsible for collagen production, so the body begins producing more collagen. It replenishes the collagen that has been lost, and then it maintains it. So it's also slowing and minimizing the existing collagen in your body from breakdown. So it's pretty powerful stuff, and it tastes really good. So the coolest thing is when you pair this with the NRF2, we talked about the synergy when you put these products together. it's called our Healthy Glow Essential Stack. And this activates, replenishes, and maintains your body's own natural collagen and significantly reduces cellular stress. So it focuses on something called fibroblast cells, and these fibroblast cells actually line a lot of your major organs and really helps get the body out of that fight and flight and back into like homeostasis and balance. So these two together work magic. I've got some pictures here of some friends to even show you, because I know you think collagen, you might think hair, skin, nails. Well, ours does so much more. It has 10 different peptides, so it's really systemically working on brain, heart, connective tissues, joints, gut, gut health. And obviously, when you're focusing on the internal health, your external health is going to reflect that too. And this is pretty amazing. So this is my friend Nancy. You can see here before 14 days, 21 days, and then 30 days. And you should see her today. It's even better. Betty is like a poster child for our company now. This is after only 5 months of activating her body with NRF2 and collagen. I mean, you should see her today. Like I said, this is just a 5-month slide shot. I love this picture. This is one of Wendy and my friend Holly's husband named Ben. And Ben is a farmer, a contractor. He's in the sun all the time. He is the least vain man you could ever imagine. So Holly, his wife, of course, is like, you're taking this stuff. You know, he's got creaky joints, he's got issues. And after about 6 months, he's been taking the Tri-Synergizer, but not 6 months, 6 weeks. He said to Holly, I think this stuff is doing something to my face. And she's like, well, let's take another picture. And lo and behold, look at the minimization of the fine lines. So we always encourage people, if they go on the collagen, really monitor. Obviously, if you're having any pain issues or have areas of your body that you'd like to reduce, you would like some more collagen production, you got some more elasticity issues or whatnot, take pictures, because the before and afters of just 30 days are really amazing. All right, so we took then that activation component and we put it into Axio. Take Axio to make it brain messengers and good energy. You guys, this isn't like the typical energy drink. It's not like Monster, Red Bull, any of that kind of stuff. This is a nootropic, and that means it's really affecting the neurotransmitter production in your brain. So it crosses the blood-brain barrier. It helps activate mental clarity and focus, powers your brain and body, supports positive mood. I'm an athlete. My kids are athletes. This is a great alternative for like a pre-workout type drink. Gives you good sustained energy, no jitters, no crash. We have a regular and decaf version. If you have any kids that have any focus issues or ADHD, autism, we have these brain mapping studies, and I'm going to actually share this next slide because it really is a powerful testament of what this product can do for focus and mental clarity here. So this is a 9-year-old boy's handwriting over here on the right. And this is 1 week after taking Axio and NRF2. So this is Dr. Brett Brimhall, who's a pretty renowned chiropractor in our country and a formulator. He's also partnered with our company. But this is his nephew, and he is on the spectrum, has some ADHD type issues, and he couldn't even believe the change in just overall demeanor and behavior and a lot of things, other than just the handwriting from just taking the NRF2 and Axio. So you can see that it obviously is affecting the brain function. And we've got brain mapping in our wellness community on Facebook too. So if that's something you'd like to take a look at as well. But I just love sharing that. My own daughter has some focus more like ADHD type issues. And her second grade teacher, we didn't tell her we had started anything. And we went in for conferences, and she just was like astounded by how Allie was getting her work done. She seemed more focused. She used to have to stay in a lot to finish work. And so but she will not go a day without her Axio, that's for sure. All right, so I am going to fly through some of these next slides here in respect of your time. But we've got here Our newest activator that we just came out with last October is the mind body system. So you take it to make GLP-1. So we know right now the industry is like booming with all these GLP-1 synthetics. This is naturally increasing your GLP-1 levels. It supports sustainable weight loss and wellness for results that you can see and feel. So much different than any synthetic on the market. Is definitely doing things naturally. If you're not quite sure what GLP-1 is, here's a couple things that it does affect in the body. I always thought it was so connected and tied to weight loss, but it's so much more. It's a hormone that's produced in the gut that regulates appetite and blood sugar levels. It's produced in the lower GI tract and communicates with the brain, and your gut is your second brain. So it's a dual activating system. It promotes feelings of fullness and it slows down the rate at which food leaves the stomach. At proper levels, we are likely to overeat and cave to cravings. So genetics, aging, poor diet, and sedentary lifestyles lead to low GLP-1 levels, making it increasingly difficult for people to lose or maintain a healthy weight. So the biggest benefit that I saw for my own self when I started taking this last October, was my brain health. I struggled, I told you, with a lot of neurological issues from Lyme, and it's been something I really focus on is brain health. And I am sleeping so sound. I have a very squirrely brain, and I feel so honed in and focused now. So for me, I'm 46, and that whole perimenopausal phase of life, like we could probably talk about that on a whole nother Zoom, but I definitely started holding on to weight in different areas, and my body composition has definitely shifted, and I'm not having all those cravings, which I'm really grateful for too. So these are just based on a 12-week clinical human study. 200% increase in GLP-1 on average. They lost 9 pounds in 8 weeks, up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. 100% who lost weight maintained muscle, so there's zero muscle loss. That's one huge difference than those synthetics. Synthetics, it's a lot of muscle loss, which we don't want, especially as women aging. Up to 27 reduction in visceral fat. That's the bad fat around your organs, and 5% reduction in body fat. And it is patent pending. So this is the only activating GLP-1 system that you will find on the market. I shouldn't say on the market, but that does what ours does. So these are a couple other percentages of some of the statistics that our system has impacted. 82% took back control of the relationship with food. 95% reduced sugar cravings. 96% chose smaller portions. 85% felt less hungry. 90% ate less at meals, and 85% now eat for health instead of emotions, which is pretty amazing. Here's a couple before and afters. You can see a huge shift. This was actually done on the 3 months. So this was a 3-month before and after, 12 weeks. You can see here our friend Shauna. She has gone now to lost a total since last October of 50 pounds. So she is even lighter than she is here. This is our friend Tyler. Tyler is a man's man. He's like, I didn't change anything. I still drank my beer. I still enjoyed some less treats and and he started walking. So this is a pretty good transformation this was his 6-week transformation. And then this is our friend Brandon after 30 days. Brandon's an avid cycler, and he really noticed some cardio protective measures because the GLP-1 hormone can affect your heart too. So his heart rate, he was able to keep it lower while exercising at a higher intensity. And then our friend Marcy here. So those are just some before and after pictures. So again, just to reiterate, we take it to make it. That's kind of how you can remember how it differs from supplementation. So we take the NRF2 to make the antioxidants. We take the activated liquid collagen to make our own collagen. And we take the mind body to activate the own GLP-1. So I'm going to get a little bit into the business side here. And I know some of you are on just to learn about the products, but I want to share a little bit about our company and why we are in the direct sales space. This is where we started. So our company, we're the only company in the world holding a proven solution to the #1 cause of hundreds of health issues. It's pretty powerful. There is no opportunity without a solution to a problem, and we have one of the biggest breakthroughs in the history of health, and that is why Wendy and I are so passionate about sharing this. Um, so back in the 1960s, an award-winning scientist, he discovered this SOD molecule. And he devoted his career to fighting the effects of free radical damage, oxidative stress, and aging. So he was trying to find something that could reduce this oxidative stress. So that's when he came up with the little yellow activator, our Protandim NRF2. It was born and launched to market in 2003. And then investigative reporter, you guys probably recognize John Quinones on here. He is part of ABC's Primetime. And in 2005, he did a report on live television to try to debunk the claims that our product was reducing oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. If you have not seen that live report, it is actually worth seeing. He went on live television, did a blood draw, and then not even 30 days later, did another blood draw, and it had reduced even more than 40% in his time that he had been taking Protandim, and he's still on our product. So it was a big flurry of media attention, and at the time, it was sitting on the shelves of GNC, some of the health stores, and they flew off the shelf. Like the company couldn't even keep up with the production and actually almost went under. But then it sat on the shelves because once everything calmed down from the whole media flurry, people didn't know what it did. So like the people at GNC would be like, I don't know, I think it helps with sleep or it helps anxiety. Like little did they know, like this was such a powerful thing. So that's when they switched from the retail to direct sales in 2009, and why Wendy and I now are sharing with people like you guys tonight. So we are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. Obviously I shared that we have lots of universities and studies about our products. We're 16 years old, headquartered in Utah, so we're in the USA. We are debt-free, 17 million in cash on hand, patented products. So it's awesome that we have patents on our products. It's not easy to get patents on. People are like, you can't get patents on herbs. We don't have patents on the herbs. We have patents on the synergy of what these herbs do together, how they activate the different systems. And then we have an amazing board of directors from Coca-Cola. Erin Barakovich, you're probably familiar with that name. She stands behind our mission and our company. And I think that's a huge testament right there. We have an amazing visionary leadership here. It's Steve Fife. He's just forward-thinking leadership. He's committed to innovation and long-term success. He definitely has purpose, and he's, recognizes like our customers and our consultants, and just such a good. Trying to think of the word. Our corporate staff has the great integrity behind them. We have financial transparency, so the public can see exactly our financial transparency and our ethical business practices. We have global reach. LifeVantage operates in multiple countries. I think we're in 21 countries now. It's demonstrating our stability and widespread trust in our products and our business model. Third-party validations, like I shared earlier, our products are supported by independent peer-reviewed research, ensuring their effectiveness and safety. And we are definitely ahead of the curve. So LifeVantage is the pioneer in the industry, and our innovative compensation plan is designed to reward consultants at every level for their effort, setting a standard that others have followed along in this space too. And it's actually really exciting. Yesterday, I have this little picture I added today down here. This is in Times Square, the NASDAQ. It was announced today that LifeVantage has just partnered with a breakthrough leader in the microbiome wellness space. It's a company called Love Biome, and this partnership brings innovation solutions that perfectly align with the science of activation. So Wendy and I are super excited to start learning about how partnering with this company and what that's going to look like for the future of our company coming up here in the next month. So how does our business work? So imagine this. You refer a friend to your favorite restaurant. The restaurant pays you every time your friend dines there. Your friend tells their friends about the restaurant. You get paid every time their friends dine there too. Well, that's exactly what we do. We share something that we know can impact and help people, and we share it with people that we love, like you guys. We earn from the referrals, and we build a growing income as your network expands. I could not do this if I didn't feel like I was authentically doing something. So LifeVantage, we're passionate about sharing this message of activation with everyone. And as you help others join our community, you can evolve and earn along the way. So our compensation plan is really designed about sharing the products. You can get compensated in that avenue, kind of like the affiliate model, or building and growing a team, or doing both. Like it really does look at other avenues and ways that you can earn potential income. Just a little bit here to show you guys some of the income disclosure statement. Since we are publicly traded, I can share this here. This is a part, it gives me goosebumps, honestly, not because of the money, but because of the impact. And we know not that everyone is looking for something more, and that is fine. So maybe you are financially in a place and you're secure, but we know that there are so many people out there who have financial stress in their life. And we know financial stress causes strain in marriages and in families. Some people love their jobs, but would like to spend less time there. Some others hate their jobs and are praying for a way out. And, I love being a teacher and a trainer, but it often took me away from my family. And I love my family a lot more. And so this has really helped me be able to have options and step out of the classroom now and be able to pursue a health coaching career and working with a team and leveraging that so that I'm able to spend time with my family as well. So I'm so grateful. And I know for myself, I want to be able to give generously. And I know that I believe that there's a lot of money in the wrong hands of people, and we need more money in the right hands of people who are willing to put this to good use. So I really strongly believe that we can have such an impact by doing this and sharing this and helping other people. We've got, if you were thinking, can I do this? Yes, you can do this. There's so much support offered with this. If you came in as a consultant or were thinking about the business opportunity, you have so much support. There's a LifeVantage app. We have a team app. We have a proven system to create simplicity and duplication. We have weekly team huddles, and we work on skill set and mindset and leadership training, and we have so many private supported communities. I know for myself, I'm a completely different person just from the personal growth and the people that I've been surrounded by. You can work from anywhere. You can see Wendy's in her car right now. That's the beauty of this business, is that most of the time I'm doing it from the parking lot, waiting for my child to get done with soccer in the nooks and cranny of my busy life. So you have a virtual office with minimal business expenses, no inventory requirement. There's low entry cost, social sharing, personal online store, daily bonuses, and travel. You guys, I just got back a few weeks ago from Alaska, and I'm not going to lie, it was an incentive trip, and I'm so grateful for sharing and doing what I love and helping my team grow to have earned it. So pretty amazing, the perks that have come from this. This is the biggest thing. It's just the people that I've been exposed to and surrounded by. Wendy and I just did an expo a couple weeks ago, and that's where we met Sarah. Wendy and I actually have been only communicating online. We met on a networking group online, and we finally got to meet in person. I mean, we felt like we knew each other forever because we have, and we've been talking very, very often. But it's awesome. At the events, just different people from different backgrounds and different stories that you can share, and how activation in this business has really impacted their own lives too. So I know we went a little bit over, so I apologize, but kind of where do you go from here? If you need more information, obviously get back to Wendy, or you can get my information contact. I'm happy to answer any questions too. Of course, we'd love if you would get on these products. I know Wendy and I, we just want to see everyone feeling like their best selves. If it's not for you, that's fine. But if you know someone that might be for, and you care about them enough, please don't hesitate to refer them to Wendy. And Wendy, we have a great wellness community on Facebook. I know if these ladies aren't in it, that she'll get you added. It's a great place to learn more at your leisure. You can search up by health topics, different things that might be important to you, to see how activation could play a role in benefiting your health too. And obviously, if you are looking to help impact other people's lives, Wendy and I are always looking to link arms with like-minded people, and we'd be happy to get you the information how to do that too. So I'm going to stop share, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I know that was a lot of information thrown at you, and I mean, there's only 6 of us on here. If you have any questions and you want to open it up to dialogue, I'm happy to do that. But if not, don't hesitate to hop off, and we just appreciate you guys taking the time out tonight. We'll stick on here. I'll stop the